Hello everyone, welcome to my program. My name is Dr. Lee. I come from Bukit Mertajam and right now I'm staying in Kluang Johor. So welcome everyone once again. Today we are at lesson 35. In other words, we have another 5 lessons before we complete the whole book. That is to say, every page, every question, every lesson has already been uploaded into my channel. So this is the first one, level 1, this is level 2. And now I'm actually uploading level 2. And level 2 has a total of 40 lessons or 40 different types of grammar. Alright, so you can see from the content over here that there are 40 lessons altogether. So 40 different types of grammar. And I think even if you were to complete the whole book, there would not be more than 40 lessons. Probably 50, not 40, but slightly more than 40, probably 50. But I don't think it's 60, 70 or 80 types of grammar. So we are actually, level 2 is actually quite complete in the sense that it covers almost every aspect of grammar, every different type of grammar. And this book is very special because it is published in 2 languages, Bahasa Melayu and English. I'm now halfway through my level 3. And level 1, this one, has 38 lessons, all in English. But the second level, which is level 2, there are 40 lessons, which means to say extra 2 lessons, because level 1 has 38 lessons or 38 chapters if you like. This 40 chapters. So extra 2 chapters because it is already quite complete, and it's written in 2 languages, Bahasa Melayu and English. That is upon the request of my subscribers and those people who bought my level 1. Starting level 3, I would be going back to total English. That means level 3, all in English. No need 2 languages because I'm quite sure that those people who requested for Bahasa Melayu and English, the Dui Bahasa version, by now they will be quite good in their grammar. They would have understood, they would have known how to do it. So level 3, they can just depend on English alone. So that is the way forward, I would say. So they don't have to depend on Bahasa Melayu because they can actually understand by now. Because we are already at 35, lesson 35. So by now they should be quite okay. And I'm sure they are. Alright. So level 3, all would be in English. No need 2 languages. I'm sure my subscribers and buyers, those people who bought level 1 and 2, by now they should be very good. They would have understood. And the thing is, regardless of whether it is level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or even 7, all the lessons or all the chapters will be the same. They are the same because what you learn in primary school, let us say primary 4, you are exposed, children are exposed to grammar, the early stages of grammar. So regardless of whether you are in primary school, secondary school, university or you're working adults, all the parts of grammar like articles, conjunctions, prepositions, positive and negative statements and questions, question tags, you have to learn from primary school right up to the time you leave university or you leave secondary school. You are working, you still need those types of grammar. So any working adult, any working person, whether you are in the admin or you are in the sales, you still need to write reports or emails, and you still need and the. You still need conjunctions like and, but, so, because. You need prepositions in, on, under, over, for, from, by. You need that. And you need present tense, past tense, future tense, present perfect tense. So this book is up to your own assessment. Whether this level 2 is too easy for you or not easy for you. Because everyone has their own standard. So if you say for my book level 2, if what you see here, you think it is simple, then your English level is okay. But if you think that it is difficult, it means to say you need improvement. So every individual has their own level. So I would not say it's easy, but I would not say it's difficult. The only difference between level 1 and level 2, all the lessons are the same. This has extra 2 chapters only, I added 2 other forms of grammar, types of grammar. But the rest 38, this book are here as well. And these 40 lessons will be in my book 3 as well. Why? Because everybody has to learn. Whether you are level 1 or level 7, you have to learn. All this you have to learn. So the only difference is that level 2 is more difficult than level 1. Level 3 is more difficult than level 2. Level 4 is more difficult than level 3. That's all. But whichever level you are in, the lessons that you need to know, or the chapters that you need to know, or simply the kinds of grammar that you need to know are the same. They are the same. You need and the lifelong. You need and, but, so, because lifelong. You need in, on, under, over, for, from, about, by. Lifetime. As long as you are using English, you need all this. Alright, so we are now at lesson 35, and this is 1. 1 means to say first video. I presume we would be doing 4 videos just on question text alone, because question text is a very wide topic, and I have, if I'm not mistaken, I have given in this book 8 exercises on question text alone. And here you can see I can only do 2 exercises, not more than that. So the next video will be exercise 3 and exercise 4. So as I have mentioned before, we are not in a hurry. Okay, it is better to learn and grasp everything rather than you learn everything but grasp very little. So it's better to learn little and grasp all. That's what I think. And exercise 1. Question text. All these are the blue color, all these are called question text. So why do we use question text in our life? Whether in writing or in speaking. We use question text to get confirmation. Or we confirm it is like this, or we think it is like this, but we want to know whether it is really like this. So we want an answer. We want an answer. We want you to agree, or we predict the answer is the same as what we think. That is why we use question text. For example, he can take a bus to the library, can't he? So that means when I say like this, I think he can, or I'm sure he can, or I believe he can, or I'm confident he can. That's why I ask he can. And here, can change to can't. The answer that I want, the answer that I think is correct, the answer that I expect is yes, he can. Yes, he can. The answer that I predict is yes, he can. Okay, so this is called question text. So how do you do? How do you do question text? He can. You take this he and put behind here. So the first and the last word is he. The subject and the object are the same, he. But this is a capital letter, big H. But when you put it at the back here, definitely it becomes a small h. And after the comma, you take this can and put it after the comma. It becomes the opposite. Opposite. it becomes can't. Now, I have heard, and I'm sure you have heard people saying can, this one. Can. This one, can. Well, is it wrong to say can't? No, it's not wrong. Because if you say can't, this is American English. The Americans, they say, he can't. He can. Can't he? So he can't. So when they say this, the stress on the word is stronger and higher, can't. And this is can. So there is a difference. Of course, you listen many times, you will see the difference. Then you will know that, oh, he's talking about can or cannot. They say can't. Can't. You see? Can't. So here in Malaysia, I have heard of people saying can't, this one, when they mean cannot. And I accept they are not wrong. They are simply using American pronunciation. But the clearer pronunciation, especially if you are school teachers, use the British English. It is easier, clearer for students to understand, because they might be confused, as probably they are of the lower class students. Lower class means to say probably they are only in Form 1 or Form 2 and or even in primary school. And then you go can. So, you know, can't. So they might be confused. So British English for me is still the best, because it's can, can't. See? So there are two different sounds. So it's very clear. Okay, can't. I will use British English. She is very tall for her age, isn't she? It's the same situation. When I say she is very tall for her age, I'm sure she is. I'm positive she is. I believe she is. And I want to ask you whether you agree with me. So I start with she is. The answer that I want, the answer that I expect is yes, she is. This is the answer I expect. This is the answer I want. When I ask you, when I start with is, I expect the answer to be is. So I expect the answer to be yes, she is. Okay? So the same situation, you move this she to the back. So she. But the beginning of the she, S, is a capital letter, and the ending she is a small letter. And is, you bring it here, it becomes isn't. You add N apostrophe T, which actually means is not. Right? It is meowing hungrily, isn't it? So it's the same, this and this. The it, bring it to the back, small letters. And after the comma, is becomes isn't or is not. But we don't say it's not it, we just say isn't it, question text. You add N apostrophe T to show it is the negative. But then the answer will follow the front. The answer that I want, the answer I expect when I'm asking is yes. Yes, it is. I must go and see our form teacher, mustn't I? When I ask this question, I must. I want the answer to be yes. Or I expect the answer to be yes. I expect you to agree with me. So same case, I at the back. And then must becomes mustn't after the comma. You just put N apostrophe T to show the negative. But the answer that we want is the positive. Positive, negative, positive. We want positive. Now look at this word I have seen in many emails or WhatsApp messages, or even in letters, emails I believe. I see this I. Now, we don't do that. because in English grammar writing, the word I meaning me, wherever it is, we don't care where it is, it must be written in the capital letters. I, big I. We don't care where you write I. It must be written as a capital I, not small I. But I think it's because of we are now in the age of technology. Yes, so even when we write our email address, or we just send some messages, we all use the small letters. Or even in Google, sometimes when you ask questions in Google, you don't even have to use capital letters. Just type without worrying about question mark, full stop, or capital letters. Just direct small letters, and it's accepted. But that is for the technology side. For real writing, you still need to do as I have mentioned. The word I, meaning me, can be anywhere, but it must be written in the capital letters. It must be a big I. Whether it's in the middle, it's at the back, or in front of a sentence, it has to be in capital letter. Big I, and not a one dot on top. So for teachers out there, you have to be careful. You have to correct your students if they do that. Okay? They were busy doing their work. Weren't they? So it's the same. They change to small letters, put it behind here. After the comma, were becomes weren't. You just put N apostrophe T, you add. The meaning is the same. When I say this, my meaning is they were busy. And what is the answer that I want? Yes, they were. I want an agreement. I want you to agree, or I expect you to agree. My expectation or my prediction is yes. So I expect you to agree by saying, yes, they were. This is the answer I want, I expect. Okay? And the next one is, so you have to remember this, were becomes weren't. They is still they behind, but then small letters. And then were becomes weren't after the comma, And the answer that we want is in the positive. The answer that we want is the front. Yes, they were. You could carry those heavy boxes, couldn't you? Same. You. But this one, why big letter? This one, why small letter? Bring it to the back of the sentence. And after the comma, could becomes couldn't. Put N apostrophe T. Put N apostrophe T. So what is my expectation? What answer do I want? What answer do I expect? What answer do I want from you? The answer is yes. The answer is yes, you could. Okay, we expect a positive answer. We are having a meeting on Wednesday. We are. When I ask this question, when I mention we are, the answer that I want is yes, we are. The answer that I predict is yes, we are. And I want you to agree with me. Yes, we are. So the we move to the back. So the front and the back, we. One is big W, one is small w. So the we appears in front and behind. After the comma, are becomes aren't. Put N apostrophe T. Now, just something extra. Now, I have heard people speaking or reading, they say aren't. Now, I would like to tell you, there is aren't. The pronunciation, the correct pronunciation is aren't. Aren't. You can check the Google and find out. Okay, so in future, just say aren't, not aren't. Check the Google pronunciation, you will know. Alright? And this one, British English, is simpler. Actually, it's a lot easier to say can't and make people understand by saying can't. especially when people are speaking very fast and we are not that fast. The problem comes. So it's can or cannot. See? It is raining heavily, isn't it? Same. It moved to the back. So I becomes a small letter. And then after the comma, bring the is over here and it becomes isn't. You add an apostrophe T. So what answer do I want? Yes or no? I want yes. I want you to agree with me. I expect you to say yes. The answer that I want, I expect, I predict is yes, it is. You agree with me. So we follow the front when we answer. We don't follow the back. Predict, okay? Expected answer. You have done all your revision, haven't you? Same thing. You. Big letter Y, small letter Y. When you bring it behind, it becomes the object of a sentence. So you need a small letter. And then after the comma, have becomes haven't. You put an apostrophe T. And the answer that I want, the answer that I expect is have. Follow the front. Okay, the answer that I want, the answer that I expect, I want you to agree with me. Yes, I have. Exercise 2. Miss Wang will type all these letters, won't she? So again, this is different in the sense that in front is all common nouns or proper nouns. First thing you need to do is to identify Miss Wang. You have to write your answer in using pronouns. I, you, we, they, he, she, it. There are only 7 pronouns in English. All the back answers should be used in, we should use pronouns as the object of our answer before we put the question mark. So we have to identify. Miss Wang is a lady or a woman. So the pronoun is she. Your answer cannot be Miss Wang anymore. Your answer must be I, you, we, they, he, she, it. So Miss Wang is she. The bus is it. So it is it. And the same thing after the comma, this will move over here. What is the opposite of will? Will not. But then you cannot write like this. You cannot, because there's no such word. But I have seen people writing this. So it's not right. Will not. Will becomes will not, opposite. Negative. So it becomes won't. Okay, it becomes won't. So won't she. The bus has arrived at the station. The bus is it. Move it to the back, it first. And then has after the comma becomes hasn't. When I say this, I expect you to say yes. I'm sure that the bus has arrived. Or I think, I believe, I'm confident the bus has arrived. That is why I say the bus has arrived. But then I ask you, hasn't it? I want an answer from you. I want you to agree. I expect you to say yes. They say, yes, it has. The workers will repair the roof. Wouldn't they? So same case, the workers, you have S here. It means they. It means they. And then, after the comma, would. Bring this word over here. It becomes wouldn't. You put an apostrophe T, then negative. So it's positive, negative. The answer that we want, positive. Follow the front. Follow the front. Expected answer. Follow the front. Okay? So I would expect you, or I want you, or I need you to agree with me when I use the positive. Okay? The students have gone to the canteen, haven't they? Same thing. The students, you have S over here. It means they. So first of all, the object becomes they. You cannot put the students over here. And then after the comma, have bring over change it to the negative. Have becomes haven't. So you put N apostrophe T, negative. So it's positive, negative. The answer I want is positive. Follow the front. I want a positive answer. That means I expect, I want you to agree. I expect you to say, yes, they have. Follow the front, don't follow the back. Alright? For this type of exercises. The little kitten is sleeping, isn't it? The little kitten changed to it first. So one animal or one thing. The pronoun is it. And after the comma, bring this word have to the back and put N apostrophe T behind. It becomes haven't. So it becomes a negative. The answer I want is yes, it has. Oh, sorry, yes, they have. Oh, sorry, yeah, correct. Yes, it has. Because I'm doing here. The little kitten, it. And then after the comma, is bring over here becomes isn't. So the answer that I want is yes, it is. The little kitten is sleeping under the table. Yes, it is. So the answer that I want, the answer that I expect is yes. The answer I want you to agree with me is here, not here. Your uncle will send you to work, won't he? So remember, will. There's no word called villain. Don't just add an apostrophe T because it's wrong. It's wrong. So the correct answer is won't. Alright? Will not means won't. It's a special negative word. So not all negative words you just put an apostrophe T and solve the problem. No. So your uncle will send you to work, won't he? Same. Your uncle is a man, so is he. And after the comma, this will change to won't. Change to the negative. And then your answer is correct. And then what is the answer that I want? What is the answer that I expect? What is the answer that I need you to say? I need you to agree with me. So you say, yes, he will. Okay, I expect you to say that. I want you to say that. Because when I say this, I'm confident. I'm sure your uncle will send you. That is why I said your uncle will send you. I'm sure about that. I'm confident about that. So the answer that I expect from you is, yes, he will. That means I expect you to follow here. And the answer that I want is a yes. Encik Hashim was busy the whole morning, wasn't he? Same case. Encik Hashim is a man. So you change it to the pronoun he. Put it at the back of the sentence before you put your question mark. After the comma, this was bring to the back and change it to the negative. So it becomes wasn't. So you add N apostrophe T. So was becomes wasn't. That means it's the same thing. Okay, my expectations. What I want you to say is yes. Because I expect your answer to follow here and not there. So I want you to say yes. I want you to say Encik Hashim, yes, was busy. Because I expect the answer to be in the positive because I started asking with a positive word. Those boys should go home now. Shouldn't they? Boys, you can see the S here. So you have to change it to the pronoun they. And then put a question mark. After the comma, the word should change to shouldn't. Change it to the negative. Put N apostrophe T. So it's the same thing. I'm actually repeating the same thing. Okay, when I ask should, I want a should answer. So I want a yes answer. So you should say yes, they should. So the answer that I expect from you, the answer that I believe, when I speak, the boys should go home, I believe they should. I'm confident they should. So the answer that I want is a yes. Yes, they should. And the last one, your sisters are working in Kelantan, aren't they? So sisters, you can see S over here, it means they. Are becomes aren't after the comma. After the comma. And after the word they, put a question mark. and I repeat this word you pronounce aunt, like auntie, that aunt. Okay, so change it to the negative. Here it becomes aunt, but we expect a positive answer because we started asking with a positive word, are. So the answer that I want is yes, they are. The answer that I want when I ask you this, I want you to agree with me. So I ask are. I did not say your sisters aren't working in Kelantan. Then I expect you to say no. But this I expect you to say yes. Why? Because I believe they are. I'm sure they are. And I expect you to say yes. That is why I ask you, they are working in Kelantan, aren't they? Alright? So I have finished exercise 1 and 2. It's not that difficult, but it's also not easy. Now, after listening to my explanation, you would know. How high is my level 2? My book, level 2. Do you think it is very simple, or do you think it is difficult? So it's your own assessment based on your own level. Some people may say this is easy. Some people may think, after all, it's level 2. Level 2 should be easy. And some people may say, oh, level 2 is difficult. So it all depends on you. Your understanding, I would say your own assessment based on your own level. Whether you think it's truly simple or you think it is difficult. But I think after explaining, I think you should know. So that's all for this video. Lesson 1, exercise 1 and 2. And as usual, if you want to buy my books, book 1, book 2, or both, just WhatsApp to me. If you want to learn speaking, go to my TikTok and my Instagram. You can see me there. And there are 2 things I want to tell you. Firstly, if in your place where you live, you organize classes, like you are teachers, you organize classes, or you are a teacher, you organize classes during the school holidays. You want your student standard to be higher. So you can identify with the students what they want to learn. They might want to learn essay writing, they might want to learn vocabulary, they might want to learn speaking and listening, or they want to learn grammar or comprehension. So you get a group of people, you can contact me, and I can go to your place to teach. Of course, the student number must be there. Okay? And of course, students have to pay for the classes. And you can work with me. I mean, you can discuss with me about this. And of course, if you are alone or you have only 1 or 2 friends who would like to learn English, any part of English at all, including business English, again, you can WhatsApp to me. That, because it's 1 or 2 persons, we can organize online classes, depending on how long you want to learn, or whether it is until you are happy with your own achievement and improvement, then you can stop the class. I can work with you. Okay, online classes. Of course, if you are staying in Kluang, Johor, it's simple, you can just walk up. Alright, and one other thing. I'm planning to go live. Alright, I'm planning to go live after I have uploaded all this whole book in my YouTube channel. So when I, from now, you can start in the comment section. You can start asking me questions related to grammar, English grammar, vocabulary, writing, speaking, listening, or comprehension, reading, related to that. Okay, you can put your questions in the comment section, or of course you can WhatsApp to me your question. Alright, so I will group all the questions together, and during my live I will answer you so that everyone benefits. Now, on and off, I have people who WhatsApp me and ask me how to do this, how to do that, explain this and explain that. The thing is, it's hard for me because once I answer one person, another person may know about this and ask me. So it would mean to say that I'm answering so many questions which most people don't know. So I may end up probably answering 10 or 20 answers that have the same questions. Do you know what I mean? maybe 5 people will ask the same thing. Usually based on what I have taught. Why is it I cannot say your uncle won't send you? Then another person asks, another person asks. So I'll be answering questions all the time. So actually we don't have that much time. I don't have that much time actually. So what I want is, if you don't understand anything at all, you want me to solve your problem, you want to ask questions, of course it's related to English. Okay, outside I don't. Alright? Anything to do with class management and or children, how to manage your children, all this is not part of my life. My life is teaching you more English. So any question at all, you can start now. So I will group all the questions together. Each time I have live, I will answer questions. So everyone gets benefit. Everybody learns from each other. Okay, so that's all for now. Remember to give me a like, share and subscribe. And I will see you again in the next video. Still at question text lesson 35 part 2 or video 2. Okay, so remember to give me a like, share and subscribe to motivate me. Okay, and remember, classes if you want, remember you can always ask me questions, but I can only answer to everyone. Your question, that's why I say don't ask me any questions like your problems that you face with your children and with your students, because then it will be out in the open. It's not so good as well, and of course I don't have the time to. Okay, so goodbye and see you again.